Shard Studio here in San Antonio, and we have several kits that we sell online anywhere in the US, and we now have a resin pour coaster kit that we sell. And I'm going to give you a quick little tutorial on how to do it that you will get with your kit, and it'll give you, you get detailed step-by-step instructions with your kit, but this will kind of give you a little visual of how we do it. So I'm gonna go quick. So one thing you'll get all this in your kit, and you'll get the drop cloth and everything. So you always want to put your drop cloth down first, because resin is a beautiful thing, and I always say it's so forgiving, it makes everything look so beautiful, but it's kind of messy to work with. So I already made this one, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So it'll start with, you'll have this resin, and this is a non-toxic resin made here in the USA, and it has 0 box in it, and the time that you can work with it after you mix the resin and the hardener is actually a little bit longer than most. We sell it here, you'll see it online. It's one of my favorite, and I've worked with so many, and I did a lot of research, and this is, in my opinion, one of the best. So anyway, first thing you'll do is you want to take these out of the package, and you want to put them in warm water. And what that does is it kind of warms it up. So when you stir it, you're gonna have to stir it for 3 minutes. When you stir it, then you don't get as many bubbles in it because you're not whipping it. It's just easier to stir. So put that in warm water. While you do that, lay your plastic down, the drop cloth that I give you, lay it down. Lay one of these cups down, 8-ounce cup, have your stick there, and 3 small cups, and have all your sticks ready to go. So what you'll wanna do after that is take your mica powders that you got inside your kit, and you'll want to put, for the coasters, you do the coasters first, you'll want to put just about 1/4 teaspoon in each cup, each color, right? Once you have that all ready, 1/4 teaspoon in each cup, you have this ready to go. Take your resin that you've let sit in warm water for about 10-15 minutes, put 2 ounces of hardener, and you'll see it on there, and 2 ounces of resin in here. Stir it for 3 minutes. You want to make sure you stir it for 3 minutes. After you stir it for 3 minutes, you'll now have 4 ounces. Divide it equally. Once you divide it equally, then just take your sticks and stir it till you get it the color you want. And I did these earlier, okay? So here's these 3 colors. Then what I tell everybody with the coasters is you don't want to fill the whole coaster mold up. I don't have an empty one, but you don't want to fill it completely up, because what happens if you fill it up, then it's just going to go like that. So you can create this beautiful design. So just kind of paint the bottom of the coaster mold with it, and you'll have a gorgeous design. So I start out and I basically put it everywhere I want, and then each color, and then I'll take a stick and then I'll kind of play with it. And you can do that. This one I just did a few minutes ago for time, but you'll divide all 3 out and just cover the bottom of your mold. Then take it and do a design. Now, sometimes we'll lay a clear coat first, and Rosie, who works with us, did this, and she showed us, and it turned out so beautiful. Here it is. And you learn all kind of things, but this is what Rosie did. She laid the clear coat down first, let it sit for about a couple hours, and then after you let that sit and kind of solidify, then take your others and lay it on top. Or you may want to let it dry completely if you want to play with your design. So it's up to you, but that's kind of how it looks if you lay the clear coat first. I actually would let it dry for 24 hours. Then I would put the other colors on top on the clear coat, and I would design it. But either way, you can do that, or you can do how I did it and put the design first and let it dry for about 2 or 3 hours, and then put a clear coat over. Honestly, after you let it sit for about an hour, it's ready to go, and you can put a clear coat over it. Okay, so right here, we have our design. So in order to get the clear coat, we're gonna do another 4 ounces. So you just take 2 ounces of resin, 2 ounces of hardener again, stir it in the same cup, and then just pour the clear coat over. And I haven't done that yet, but just fill it up. So then you're done. Let it sit for 24 hours. And after you've let it sit for 24 hours, this is a different mold that we use here in the studio, then you'll want to take it out. And what you'll want to do is just pop it out like this. And that's what you can do the next day in 24 hours. And you have this beautiful coaster. You'll have a little bit of a lip which is wonderful if you have a little condensation because it kind of catches it. Now, I left this one like this, so say it kind of sticks. Sometimes it does stick. Don't force it because you'll tear your mold, and you can use this mold over and over. Just go set it in some warm water for about 15 minutes, and then it'll pop right out. So, and then you won't tear your mold. But sometimes it just kind of sticks right there, and see right there? And then if you set it in there, this actually gets a little bit, you know, kind of moves a little bit, so you'll get it out. And then set it down and it's hardens. Look how pretty that one is. Next thing you'll want to do, you'll want to do your tray that you get. So take your tray, and as I said, I have detailed instructions on here. You'll want to use the other cup that you get. And because it's already, you kind of use this a lot. Use the other cup you get. This one, you'll want to do the same thing. You can create a design on the bottom. I use about 8 ounces for it. So 4 hardener and 4 resin. I take my 3 cups, split a half a teaspoon of mica powder this time because your tray is a lot bigger. And divide out your 8 ounces, stir them up, they look really pretty, and then create a design on the bottom of your tray. Let it sit for an hour or so. Take another 8 ounces. I actually really only need about 6, so 3 ounces and 3 ounces. And then just pour it over the top. Then after that, let it sit for 24 hours and you have a beautiful tray and you have beautiful custards. Now, one thing you need to do is, even after you do the first time, you need to get the bubbles out. So you'll want to hit it with, everybody likes playing like with a little lighter, so you'll want to hit it with this. And if you have some bubbles in there, you want to get those out. And that's that carbon dioxide that you got in there when you were stirring it. So take that, hit it with a little bit, and then if you have a tray, hit it with a little bit, put your clear over it, and hit it again. All right? We have lots of kits on our website, so check us out, and I hope you enjoy this. Thanks.